is your teacher from IYS School, Class 6 English. Dear students, hope you all are fine. Before I start the topic, I have some instructions which you need to follow. Firstly, you should have your active English course book and workbook along with you and a notebook. Secondly, you will listen to the teacher's explanation or listen attentively. If you have any questions or query, you will ask it in the chat box. If there is any disconnectivity during the class, you have to join or reconnect the meeting within 5 to 10 minutes. Take a screenshot of important things that appear on the screen. Revise all the lessons taught to you and prepare yourselves for online assessment tests. Last but not the least, you should get yourselves registered for the online assessment test. It is very important to appear in the online test. Inform your other class fellows as well. So today our topics are from the place on the grass, question answers, place on the grass, and vocabulary casual connectors. So yesterday I gave you a task to go through the unit thoroughly, as we will be doing question answers today. So the first question is, what do you understand by the Earth's crust and how deep it is? Yesterday we discussed the Earth's crust, that Earth's hard outer layer is called crust and it is 5 to 50 kilometers deep. Yes, the answer to this is the Earth's hard outer layer is called crust. It is 5 to 50 kilometers deep. The second question is, what are the Earth's plates and mantle? Yesterday we discussed plates and mantle. The plates are the used slabs of rocks, and there are about 15 large plates and several smaller ones, and mantle is the section under the crust of the earth. So the answer is, the surface of the earth is divided into 15 large and several smaller slabs called plates. The mantle is the layer immediately below the crust. So, third question, why do rocks inside the earth melt? As you know, the interior of the earth is very hot. So, the answer to this is, the inside of the earth is extremely hot. So, the rocks tend to melt. Question number 4, what kind of temperature do coral need for growth? You know, we studied coral fossils yesterday, and we learned that the coral fossils are found in areas where corals are not able to grow, that is the cold area. So from there we get to know that coral, answer to this, the coral needs warm tropical temperature for growth. Question number 5, what causes plates to move and why? What effect does this movement have? Convection currents in rock can move the plates about, and the plates can crash into each other, causing shock waves, which result in earthquake. The last question is, what do you know about locked plates? Yes, locked plates means the plates which are not able to move. Locked plates are plates that have stopped moving, that they are immovable, they are fixed, they are rigid. So I hope you have done the question answer. So kindly take the screenshot of the question answers. Yeah. There are 6 questions in all. So I hope you have taken the screenshot. So our next topic today is vocabulary, and the vocabulary topic is causal connectors. So what are connectors? First we have to get to know what connectors are. So connectors are said to be joining words, as they join two or more sentences or words. Connector is a word that is used to join words or sentences shows the relationship between the ideas in two clauses. Connectors are the words or phrases that join together the thoughts of speaker or writer to make them flow more smoothly. Basically, connectors are conjunctions. You know what conjunctions are? Conjunctions are used to give more information, give alternative, give reason, give result, or unexpected information. So, there are some examples of connectors on your screen, and as well as but, or, yet, nevertheless, however, so that, as long as, while, until, as if, because, when, after, though, before. So, there are different kinds of connectors, like connectors of cause and effect, connectors of opinion, connectors of sequence, connectors of contrast, connectors of comparison, and many more. Today, we are going to learn about the connectors of cause and effect. So, what is cause and what is effect? Cause is the relationship between the events or the things, when one is the result of the other. This is the combination of action and reaction. Cause is the producer of an effect. Effect is produced by a cause, meaning effect is the result of an action of the person or the outcome of an event that happened. Things that must be met to establish a cause and effect relationship. The cause must occur before the event, but not always first in the text. That means it is the first thing, but it is not always first in the text. And when the cause occurs, effect must also occur. So, cause and effect play an important part in the universe. Cause gives rise to action, phenomenon, or condition. Cause is what happens, and its result is the effect. How are we going to identify cause and effect? Identifying cause and effect in text is important as it helps us to understand the events that are happening. It helps us to understand what's happening and why it is happening. So, a cause happens first and it tells us why it happens. To find cause, ask, why did this happen? Effect happens after the cause. It tells us what happens. Let us look at the cause and effect relationship. It rained. It rained. Carolina got wet. So, it rain is cause because it must have occurred first, and because it tells why Carolina got wet. So, it rain is the cause. It is happening first and it is telling us why Carolina got wet. So, this is the cause. Now, Carolina got wet is the effect because it had to happen after the cause. Because it rained, and then after raining happened, what happened? Probably Carolina got wet. And tells us what happened. It rained. It happened. What happened? It rained. So here there is another example. Phil stayed up late. Phil was tired in the morning. Let's start by looking at the cause which happens first and tells us why. So, Phil stayed up late is the cause because it had to happen first and tells us why Phil was tired. Okay, so what happened after the cause tells us what? Tells us what happened, and that's the effect. So, Phil was tired in the morning. Phil was tired in the morning is the effect. Because what happened? Phil stayed up late, so he was tired. So, cause and effect. This is the cause. Phil stayed up late is the cause. And Phil was tired in the morning is the effect. So, cause and effect relationship occur every day. Example, if you study hard, you get better result. You forgot sunscreen on a hot day, you get sunburn. You play in the mud, you get muddy. So, an easy way to spot cause and effect relationship in books is to look out for connectors, which are also called signal words. So, cause and effect connectors or signal words tell the reader that there might be a cause and effect occurring. Here are some cause and effect signal words or phrases. Now have a look at these cause and effect signal words. The noun cause and connectors are result, effect, cause, reason. The cause variations are due to, because of, as a result of, as a consequence of. And cause verbs are cause, lead to, result in. And other related verbs are affect, make, change, create. So these are the cause and effect connectors. So now we will spot connectors in sentences and identify which is the cause and which is the effect. We have a sentence here. Wendy was feeling sick, so she stayed home from school. Can you see the connector or the signal word? Yes, that's right. So is the signal word or connector. Now let's work out which is the cause and which is the effect. Remember, cause happens first, not always first in the text, and answers the question, why did it happen? Cause must be when we was feeling sick, as it happens first and answers the question why she stayed home. So, she stayed home from school must be effect because it happens after the cause and tells us what has happened when we was feeling sick. So let's look at another example. The children were hungry because they hadn't eaten all day. Because is the signal word of cause and effect. It signals cause and effect. It is the connector of cause and effect because, and they hadn't eaten all day is the cause because it was the event that happened first. Now here in the sentence you look, the cause is coming after the effect, not before the effect. So here the cause is not at the first of the sentence, but it is at the end. So they hadn't eaten all day is the cause because it was the event that happened first. And tell us why the children were hungry. The effect is the children were hungry because it happens after the cause and tells us what happened. They hadn't eaten all day. The third example is, since the class worked so hard, the teacher suggested a game. So here, since signals the cause and effect. The class worked so hard is the cause because it had to happen first and tells us why the teacher suggested a game because the class worked so hard, and the teacher suggested a game is the effect because it had to happen after the cause that the class worked so hard. So now we'll have a look at the cause and effect connector and sentences so that we get a clear picture. Cause, the blue slide shows that in these sentences the cause happens first and then the effect. And in the pink one, it shows that the effect happens first and then the cause. She made one big mistake. As a result, she lost her job. So, what she did first was she made a mistake. And what happened as a result? She lost her job. Mary studied hard for chemistry exam. Therefore, she got A+. So, what happened first? Mary studied hard first and the result was she got an A+. It rained heavily. Consequently, the football game was called off. So what happened first? It rained heavily. And then what happened? The result was that the football game was called off. They did not play football. It is too late so that we cannot go to the cinema. As it was too late, they got late. That's the cause. And the result was they were not able to go to the cinema. They didn't complain to the police. Accordingly, the police took no action. So he didn't complain to the police. First of all, the first thing he did was he didn't complain. That's the cause. And the police did not take any action was the effect. So here we came across the cause and effect, as a result, therefore, consequently, so that, accordingly. These were the connectors. So, we look at the effect and cause. First, the effect occurs and then the cause. She was very tired as a result of working late. So, working late is the cause and she worked late, she got tired. But here in the sentence, she was very tired is the effect and working late is the cause, and as a result of is the connector. My father hasn't slept in 4 days due to his illness. My father cause is his illness, and due to his illness he didn't sleep for 4 days. So the due to is the connector. We cannot go to the cinema because it is too late. As it is late, that's the cause. We can't go to the cinema. My success was largely due to luck. So, luck is the cause, her good luck is the cause of her success. And success is the effect. They have had to postpone the meeting owing to the strike. The cause is the strike. Due to the strike, they could not hold the meeting and they had to postpone it. Due to the bad weather, the match was cancelled. So the bad weather is the cause and the effect is that the match got cancelled. Now I hope you got what cause and effect mean and how cause and effect occur in the sentences in the text. Sometimes the cause is written first and then the effect, and sometimes the effect is written and then the cause. So now open your course book to page number 99. Your book says, the cause and effect relationship between parts of a sentence is indicated by certain words that are termed causal connectors. Some examples of causal connectors are given in the box below. Cause, that means factor, producer, because, that's a pronoun conjunction tense, so, thus, consequently, accordingly, in consequence of, in result, in effect of, therefore, as a result, resulting, effect, consequence, event, or result. So, these are different causal connectors. Now, we'll move to our exercise. The exercise question is, drawing the following sets of sentences using suitable causal connectors, you can create more than one sentence with single set. Over millions of years, the places moved further apart. The Atlantic Ocean opened up. So, over a million of days were moving further apart. As a result, the Atlantic Ocean had opened up. The plates moved and that resulted in the formation of Atlantic Ocean. So, how are we going to connect them? Over millions of years, the plates moved further apart. As a result, the Atlantic opened up. Now, the second sentence is, the dolphin has a smooth curved shape. It moves rapidly through water. Because of the curved shape, it moves rapidly through the water. So, the dolphin has a smooth curved shape, so it moves rapidly through the water. Its curved shape helps it to move in the water very rapidly. The third sentence is, rain falls because clouds become saturated with water droplets. So, first the clouds become saturated and then the rain falls. So, rain falls because clouds become saturated with water droplets. The fifth sentence is, the dodo is extinct. It was very large flightless bird. It was very easy for humans to hunt. So there are three sentences we need to connect. So dodo is extinct as it was a very large flightless bird. So it was very easy for humans to hunt. So here we are using as and so as the connectors. So, now we come to exercise C, that is, fill in the blanks with causal connectors using different connectors in each blank. Read through the paragraph before you begin. As fast as they could, they climbed up the steep bank. Dash, there was no other way to go. Dash, the road was blocked at either end. The full moon slipped from behind a cloud. Dash, they grew themselves on the wet earth under the old oak tree for fear of being seen. Dash, Pauline's dress was covered in dirt and Jack's white trainers turned a muddy brown. They stayed as still as they could for several minutes. Dash, they were so through, but at least the guards had not caught them. So here, as fast as they could, they climbed up the steep bank. Dash, there was no other way to go. Dash, the road was blocked at either end. So, they climbed up the steep bank because there was no other way to go since the road was blocked at either end. So, in the first blank, the cause is the connector, and in the second blank, since the full moon slipped from behind a cloud, dash, they threw themselves on the wet earth under the old oak tree for the fear of being seen. So the answer is, connector is so. So they threw themselves on the wet earth under the old oak tree for the fear of being seen. Dash, Polly's dress covered in dirt and Jack's white trainers turned a muddy brown. So, as a result, Polly's dress was covered in dirt and Jack's white trainers turned a muddy brown. And dash, they were soaked through, but at least the guard. Consequently, they were soaked through. As a result, they were soaked through, but at least the guard had not caught them. I hope you have done this exercise. Now we'll move to the exercise 3 on page number 100. The question says, rewrite each pair of sentences by adding a causal connector to it. You can also join them to form single sentence using different connectors each time, and make sure to change the punctuation in case you join up the sentence. So the first sentence is, she left her bag on the train. She had no money to get home. So the answer is, She left her bag on the train, comma, as a result, she had no money to get home. When we connect two sentences, we'll put a comma and the connector there. So, the second sentence is, he designed the perfect computer game. He won several awards. So answer is, he designed a perfect computer game. Okay, that's the sentence. Then we'll add it to it we won't join the sentence. The full stop will be there. Consequently, he won several awards. The third sentence is, Jackie loved skiing. She skied as often as she could. So, the answer is Jackie loved skiing. We are joining the two sentences. So she skied as often as she could. Now, the fourth sentence is, we did not win the race. We have to accept it. So, the answer to this is, we did not win the race, thus we have to accept it. So now, I hope you have done all the three exercises, A, B and C, in your course book only. That has to be done in the course book. And now your home task is, do question answers in your exercise copy. Do workbook pages 35 and 36 in your workbook, and your course book exercise which we did just now was to be done in the course book only. So, this is the exercise A of workbook, and it says, underline the connectives of cause and effect in the passage below. You read the passage and underline the connector. And then exercise B says, choose an appropriate connector of cause and effect from the box to connect each of the following pairs of statements. Write the new sentence on the line provided. And the connectors provided are so, because, since, as a result. And there are 4 sentences which you need to do. So this is the home task. I hope you enjoyed the class. This is all for today. I am showing you that's all for today. Okay, then Allah Hafiz.